See, before I begin, I just want to show you the structure of the house. It's a house where there's a right side, a center foyer, and then there's a left side. Okay, so we have the staircase here, center foyer, right side, and then a left side. Okay, I'm going to take you down to the basement and show you how the structure looks like. Okay, if you recall, there was a center, left side, and right side. So here I am in the basement. This is the right side, this is the center, this is the left side. Now, what holds up the right side load-bearing wall upstairs is there's a steel beam that goes from here. Steel beam goes all the way, okay, held up by these jack posts that go into the concrete floor. There's another steel beam there. This big steel beam. I'm just trying to stick my hand to show you. Okay, so it's a fairly sizable steel beam that holds up the joists. Okay, so there's a steel beam on that side, and there's also a steel beam. It's too dark for you guys to see it, but there's a steel beam on this side too. So there's a steel beam over each side, and they have these jack posts. They have two of them going across, okay? So on each side, there's a steel beam. So we went down to the basement. So here's a load-bearing wall going this way. Okay, and then there's a load-bearing wall going this way. Runs down the house, and they're over the steel. This is laying over one steel beam. This side is laying over another steel beam in the basement. Okay, so this is a load-bearing wall because of the joists. I guess it's a load-bearing wall now, and this is like a big foyer sort of thing, right? Houses from 1984. So here's the thing. This is going to be a load-bearing wall, I guess. However, there's just some mysteries here. When we took out the drywall, just so I can reach the electrical, that sort of thing. But when I took out the drywall, it was funny enough that when I took out the drywall, it's funny enough because they don't seem to be very load-bearing. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's quite the gap in there. You see, I don't know if you guys can see it. There's quite the gap in there. I mean, I don't know what it's really, I don't know if it's load-bearing, to be honest. I mean, take a look for yourselves and you tell me if you think it's load-bearing. Inspect it. And if it was load-bearing, would they have done this? Would they have done this? Cut it in half? You see, there's the wall there. The steel beam from the basement's right underneath. So, I mean, you can tell which way is the joist run. Look at the joist. Look at the joist. You know, look at the joist. See the joist? See, this one seems solid. This one is the one that seems solid right here. And then it's just like, look at that. It's cracked a little bit, rotted a little bit. I mean, I don't know what to, you know. They're almost like sandwiching apart. Like, it just doesn't seem like it's load-bearing. It doesn't seem like it's... That was my damage, by the way, when I was taking out parts of the wall. But, anyways, that's it. That's about it. I mean, like, here's where the opening is for like a little entrance. Doesn't seem to be, it just doesn't seem to be squished together. There's just gaps, you know what I mean? Like, I just, that's what I mean. I don't, look at that, two joists beside each other. And I guess that's for the stairs here. There's the entrance into the basement. I guess that's for the stairs there. So I don't think that it's, you know, I don't know. I'm asking you guys what you guys think about if it's load-bearing or not. To be honest, see this wall here? This is the back of the kitchen. Do you see this wall here? I'd love to remove the wall, to be honest. But I just thought it was load-bearing. But I mean, this just doesn't look like it's really load-bearing, honestly. Like, look at the crack in there. It just doesn't have the traits of being a load-bearing wall. So maybe it is. That's why I'm asking you guys. I'm asking you guys to see. Here's from the basement. And look what I found. Some sort of loud phone or something. Isn't that interesting, eh? So they left a loud phone. I don't know if they do this on purpose or if it's just something they do in every house or whatever. So anyways, that's my question regarding the steel, the load-bearing wall, is how do I know this is really load-bearing? From what I read, it doesn't, like, it should be load-bearing for sure, but I mean, it doesn't seem to have the, I don't know, it does, there's, but anyways, you guys can answer that. I showed as close as I could. Here is the floor that we're trying to remove. Here is some linoleum, and then under that we found some other linoleum. So there's 1, 2, 3. I guess every homeowner tried to redo the linoleum. But here's the problem though, okay? We want this to be one floor tile. So here we have it right down to the wafer board OSB flooring. We have it, that's 3/8 inch. We have it down to this, but then once you come here, unfortunately, take a look. We have some plywood. We have some plywood there. You see what I'm saying? We have this very thin plywood. You're going to walk in the front door. The foyer is going to be here with, you know, hardwood flooring. Over here is going to be an opening. Remember the 2 French doors? We want to be the same flooring, and we want to go into here. Okay, but the thing is though, is that now we have that plywood there, that layer of plywood, and we don't know if we should add more plywood, or we don't know if we should remove it, or what we should do. You know, because there will be a transition between the 2 doors here, so we don't know what we should really do with that. I mean, I know it's good to have. It adds and reinforces, especially if you're going to put in hardwood or tiles. I mean, it might be really good to have that plywood. So that's what we're trying to figure out now. And how would we deal with the transition into here where we are not going to be putting plywood? So that's all I wanted to ask. Hopefully you guys can answer. All right.